today's topic is how to heal your inner child. It's kind of like an important thing to do, healing our inner child. And what does it mean? Why do we need to heal our inner child? So what's happening with the child and why we call it inner child? So because we still carry the pain of our childhood memories, and then that child like thinking and beliefs are within us, so that's why it's called inner child. The child which is still in us, who's still carrying those beliefs which were coming to us when we were children. So it's not just about the beliefs, but also traumatic experiences and so on and so forth. But it's mostly what people work on is the beliefs what we received from other people and then embodied into us. So basically, when they said to you, like, you are stupid, you are useless, you are not good enough, you ugly, all of those things. And then those kind of like created lots of negative emotions and negative things, memories in us. And that inner child was was unhappy, right? And then as you were growing up, probably you felt like, oh, that's the past. I already forgot about it. And now I'm actually feeling good, feeling happy. I'm getting success, so on and so forth. But sometimes you feel like you got triggered by some words, you get triggered by some criticism or judgment, and then you start to get reactions like anger or disappointment. And then it's because you remember that you were called that way when you were a child. There was someone who actually addressed you that way when you were a child. And then when you are able to release those negative emotions from your childhood and those memories, then these triggers will also stop attacking you, and you also going to be more resilient and then feeling much better in your self, and then being and less reactive, basically. So more peace and harmony. So these are the beliefs. And then the other things which could come up very often is the guilt and shame. Sometimes things happening to us when we are children, and then we think that we were also guilty because might people guilted us, like made us feel guilty or made us feel ashamed about things what we done. So there is lots of guilt and shame about children, like what they experience as a child and how they grew up. And that's very strong, and it's really difficult to forgive to themselves. You need to like forgive to yourself for all of those mistakes you have done and what people told you that you were guilty of, because you were not guilty of those things, or you shouldn't be ashamed of those things. They were very innocent things or something which you shouldn't have known because you were a child, but they put responsibility and expectations on you which were over you, like which were much bigger than you as a child. You were not capable to deal with those things, and then eventually they made you feel guilty and ashamed about that things, and it was their fault basically to make you feel that way. And that's like a very huge thing what needs to be released as well, and to forgive. I work with some clients who had childhood memories with their parents, and then we had to release, and then we went through the release process, and then we at the end when we did the forgiveness, and then I was asking them that, can you forgive to yourself? And they were still struggling, like, and then I was like, wow, what's going on? And it's like because they felt guilty being in that situation. They felt guilty that they allowed those things to happen to them, or they felt guilty how they felt about something. They haven't gave them how can I say this, they haven't allowed them to feel a certain way, so it made them guilty to feel that way. So there is many guilts which is around childhood situations, and which we still carry with us as an adult, and these things can actually limit us from taking action, because we feel that if we take certain actions, then we make mistakes, or we're gonna be told off, but mostly about the mistakes, like worry, and then the fear is all about mistakes. So many people that's why like they aim to perfection, like I need to do it perfectly, otherwise it's a failure, or I need to do it perfectly because otherwise I'm not good enough. So it's like this perfectionism is, and the workaholic situation is coming from there, that they were like diminished, and then guilt and shame was around their childhood, and that's coming out now this way. And if they go through like a healing process, they can ease on themselves, and they feel more balanced and in harmony and in more joy and happiness with what's actually going on with them. And they are not overworked, or they not actually push themselves to the limit when they feel like really burned out and so on and so forth. So it's really important to see these patterns, like where is it coming from, why I am pushing myself so badly. And then the other end is like why I am not taking action. Like either they push too much because they are overworking and then they are perfectionists, or they actually not taking action because they are afraid that they are not ready, they are not good enough, they are actually gonna make a mistake or failure. So it's like two kinds of situation can come out of it, or even other kinds of situations. But as a result of having those pains and hurt and wounds in the childhood, and to release that, there is an amazing process it's called the source memory healing, when you actually communicate with the unconscious mind, who knows exactly that to your current trigger, to your current situations and emotions, what is the root trauma which needs to be released. Because every trigger or every situation you are actually working on and then you feel is as a problem for you or a struggle has a different memories, obviously, which was the root. Sometimes the same memories. I also found with clients that we went back to the same memory a couple of times, even we were working on different things, because that memory was like holding so many negative emotions in different ways, and this had to clear up on a different way as well to make sure that the triggers are stopping. So there are some main memories which could cause several triggers, but there are also sometimes like it's different memories, like 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 7, 8 memories, maybe to one current struggle or one current situation what you need to solve. So this is very important, that you don't need to like force those memories to come in, or you don't need to like remember them. It's not your responsibility or conscious thing to do. You just go to transcendental state and you communicate with the unconscious mind, and it's just bringing it into your attention one by one during this session. And then that's how you can work through it with my guidance. So if you would like to experience it and you would like to know how it works, I have different options to do sessions, one-on-ones and groups as well. And I have also free materials to download, so you can actually learn more about this technique and also see some testimonials on my website. So I hope you like this video. If yes, then please subscribe to my channel and have a great day.